Previously on Trails Beyond the Horizon, all three parties gathered at Grim Garten to take on the third domain. At the boss room, Simeon the Imaginator used his ability to recreate a legendary dragon, but stood no chance against my ridiculously stacked team. After the party won, Ouroboros appeared and made the usual insensitive comments about the party members' past. Finally, Mare renovated the hub area and made it possible for all three parties to share a login account. Okay, only Rean and Van. Two mystery characters. Just hope I grind enough in the Grim Garten before this. What lies beyond the canopy?
Looks like this room's clear of wiretaps too.
The windows are pretty sturdy, so I don't think they do any crazy spy stuff like analyzing the vibrations from outside to make out what we're saying.
No signs of remote shard interference either. Still, I'll keep the canceller going just in case.
Got it. Nice work, you three.
I'm starting to feel bad for being so suspicious.
Hardly hurts to be cautious in times like these.
After a field test, Rean's group enjoyed a modest social gathering with the Republican soldiers, officers, researchers, and maintenance crew. They might have been enemies once, but no hostility or resentment remained between the two sides. The midday party didn't serve any alcohol, but Director Gotti, Mint, Amelia, and Prince Sharid were able to keep the party alive with their antics. Following that, having left the proving ground, Rean and company checked in at their hotel in Basel with Mint a little after 5 p.m.
Phew, with today done, that's all our pressing business here wrapped up. Tomorrow we can finally hit the town, see all there is to see in the Chardon district, and enjoy a nice, luxurious vacation.
Sorry, but I don't think it'll be going the way you're thinking.
I bet it would have been a real adventure. But the day after tomorrow is when they launch the manned rocket. The whole point of the space program.
Aw, if only we could have seen it in person from the space base.
With the way they're keeping things close to the chest, they never would have let outsiders like us get that close. Or who knows, maybe they're keeping other secrets.
Right, like that new assault frame, the Excalibur.
It's almost a guarantee that both it and Major Amelia will be aboard that rocket. Though, I guess they could have another model tuned specifically for outer space. I bet they do. Professor Ez ran all Jiskar's numbers through a program to make sure there weren't any mistakes.
Sounds like you have the inside scoop.
That's our Mint. Always sharp as a tack.
You're too kind.
Don't go giving her too much credit. I'm sure she's accidentally leaked just as much info about us.
Oh, that reminds me. I might have had a minor mishap when handing over your piloting data to the Republican Army. Turns out I gave them something called Zamuria's Spiciest Nightclubs by mistake. But I sent over the data too, so no harm done.
You what? That was supposed to be locked down way deep in my Zypha. Triple password protected.
Crow.
Well, putting the matter of Angelica's travel log aside for now, the real concern is why the Republic needs that kind of weaponry in outer space in the first place.
Good point.
If we're being honest, it's impressive the Republican Army and the Vern Group managed to manufacture something so incredible. Just that single mech was able to push both Rean and Crow's machines that far at the same time.
You're right. Its combat capabilities were second to none. They're definitely up to something. What could they really be planning to use it for?
Well, sometimes there are things like meteoroids floating around. But it's weird, you know? It doesn't doesn't really seem like they're trying to use it to gain military superiority or anything. After all, their normal models are already way more advanced than anything the Empire has, and this one is way too finicky for any normal pilot to handle.
No kidding. I don't know if even we could pilot such a thing. Regardless, it sounds like if we're going to head to the capital tomorrow, we should be looking into what their real goals are.
Understood. I hope you'll let us back you up if need be.
Based on what we've seen from both Arkride and the picnicking front, seems like there's a lot going on we're still in the dark about.
That almost goes without saying. Worst case, we can exchange information next time we see them at the Garten.
True. In that case, it seems like your request for help in the garden may actually be a useful way to communicate, Altina.
If you say so. I'm still concerned about what Ouroboros' goals there are, though.
Well, the others may have some news about that, once they're able to get into the fourth domain. In any event, give me some time to think about what we should do. For now, why don't we drop by the Institute of Science and get Toa's business squared away?
Oh, right. Sorry. I hope it's not too much trouble.
Don't sweat it. I'm kinda interested myself.
Ooh, count me in! I can totally help with adjusting the telescope!
Stargazing, huh? I guess if we want to do that, the observatory is the place to be. Might be fun. Should be better than that shady-as-hell space program, at least.
Agreed, but we should gather info and handle any remaining 4 SPGs first.
After that, the group parted ways with Mint, who was headed to business in Newtown. As the sun began to set, Rean's group decided to take a stroll through Basel. He now traveled to the Basel Institute of Science. But I should probably explore all the old areas first. They can be accessed via the aerotrams located throughout the city, or by crossing the bridge from the upper level of the artisanal district. Initial connection events are now available in Rean's route. Lightweight outfits.
Shard searching.
Come to think of it, there's apparently been some activity on the Kowloon financial front lately. Or well, maybe I should say on the Heiwei front. It doesn't seem related to space craze, but either way, better for us ordinary folk not to go craning our necks outside our lanes. We've been informed about you all. Please allow us to provide you with the finest hospitality this hotel has to offer. Tonight's dinner will be a first-class Eurasian-style full-course meal. A variety of VIP services are also being arranged for. Anything to ensure your stay is a comfortable one. Of course, thank you. Though ironically, I feel as restless as ever. Let's just make our rounds and see what turns up. A call. Ah, it's from him.
Hey, Orion.
Got an update on our Grim Garten progress. We managed to nail down the route of attack into the fourth domain. I see, the third domain had a distinctive structure. But evidently, unlocking the next area still didn't pose much of a problem. Well, duh, I've got the magic touch. We updated the factory and Grimoire decryption services too, so keep on launching your invasions from the lobby place you guys have. Understood, I'll be counting on further analysis from your end. Grim Garten's fourth domain has been unlocked. Although the garden can be tackled any time from the fourth domain onward, some events may change or vanish if not promptly triggered. Stage compositions and content remain unchanged. Initially, the party members available to participate may be limited depending on your progress in the main storyline. I finished clearing out the monsters just outside the city, so that pretty much wraps up my daily agenda for a moment. The factory clusters over in that area have been going full bore recently, so our work's piling up on that end. But as of right now, there haven't been any reports of disappearances or strange monsters like there are in the capital and so forth. That's something to be grateful about, but I just hope it's not the calm before the storm. As it is now, Basel doesn't have any major disturbances or incidents going on, not outwardly at least. But in a city so closely tied to the space program, assuming nothing will happen is just asking to be proven wrong. Apparently there were active Jaegers about during the day too. We can't say for sure there won't be another mess like theirs. The Republican Army's been continually revamping its equipment over the last 2 to 3 years. It did feel like things were finally settling down after the AF and Ix Alba series were announced last year. But now deployments are on the up and up, to the point where it's a tiny bit excessive, and now that I think about it, we already have way more firepower now than we did during the war against the Empire. I do think a certain show of deterrence is needed now that the Calvard's a major continental power, but this level of deployment feels a tiny bit excessive.
Allow me to assist.
So we do have upgraded equipment. Once again, I'm in total awe of Rean and Marduk's sheer technological prowess. We had the Epsilon Foundation stood as leaders in the fundamental research field for years on end. But in recent years, both companies have overtaken us in breakthroughs and innovations. You could even say they're developing at a pace too fast to be true. Surely there must be a rational explanation, though. Thank you for taking this time out of your busy schedule. The requested module is operating well above expectations, so it appears we'll be able to finish on schedule. Great. The part of the space program I'm in charge of has hit a good stopping point too. Still, I never guessed that that's what the Tech Union's side was up to. It would have been nice to take part in it. You're going back on site for the final simulations now, right? Ask Prof. Wait, what? Ask Prof. Wait, what? Surely that's the translation error, right? Assistant Professor, but it just when you say it like that, man. We should go drinking once everyone's wrapped up. We can meet in Liberal, or even Arabonia. Sounds fun. Not the most flattering abbreviation or associate professor, but oh well. Ouch. Man, so this is where you went. Oh hey guys. Wonderful job with the exercise today. You two were amazing. Hey, it was no big deal. Oh Crow. Anyway, thanks for all your help, Esmery. You ran measurements on our machines on top of monitoring the new assault frame, right? We just received the reports earlier. All the Zypha link figures and improvement proposals will be of great help to the tech team at Force. It's the least I could do to pay you back. I'm a part of the project after all. But I gotta say, those surfing sure are impressive. They take so much into account to ensure pilot safety. You can really feel Professor Makarov's painstaking attention at every turn. What can I say? My uncle's really been plugging away at since becoming a department head at the Institute of Technology. He's probably just trying to show off to his brand new wife, though. Anyway, seeing the three of you here together makes me wonder. Are you here on some errand for the Tech Union, Lila? Indeed, how very perceptive of you. Yep, we've been exchanging information about it. I've heard the rumors, but side note, why made outfit? And so old school too, kind of a rare thing here in the Republic. This is simply a traditional design for Liberalian maid uniforms. Perhaps I should properly introduce myself. I am Lila, a provisional negotiator for Zeiss Central Factory. You have my deepest gratitude for your work in the joint exercise, members of Force. Well, that's very kind of you. How to put this, it's a pleasant sentiment in a tickling sort of way. That aside, you said you were a provisional negotiator for ZCF. It's like what Sharon does as Elisa's assistant at RF. I should know that my original duties as a servant lie with someone else entirely. Still, for a number of reasons, I have been entrusted with negotiating on behalf of various parties, ZCF included. As such, it may be that I will have cause to speak with all of you from Force again in the future. I see. We look forward to it in that case. The West Maria Tech Union, proposed by the Foundation of the ZCF, and backed by all sorts of major manufacturers. There sure seems to be a lot going on with them lately. Sure neither of you are in on it, Toa? Ali? No, not at all, but seeming like George and Professor Schmidt might be. I have no involvement either, though I do hear that Chief Pleo is keeping busy. Well, we'll probably get sounded out eventually. Let's just leave it to our A-Bay mechanic for now. There's a whole lot of stuff in the works for the future. But you just let me worry about that. I'll get all polished off perfectamundo. Can't tell what all Hidden's about, but with you on the job, I'm sure we can rest as uneasy as ever. Wow, rude. Why do I always get the butt monkey treatment? Maybe you don't see it, but they scouted me for my grease monkey skills, and so far I'm delivering. Besides, back when I first got the offer from Oopsie Doopsies, almost let the cat out of the bag. Well, we'll trust you until proven otherwise, so just try to be careful with, everything. Oh wait, you guys are still heading over to Basil's Pride and Joy later, right? Can't expect me not to tag along then. I've been dying to fill around that thing. I guess she could come in handy as far as operation adjustments go. Okie dokie, now that my business here is done, I'll have to get ready to head back to Zeku. It seems you're involved in something totally separate from the space program. But I assume this means you'll be prioritizing the ongoing project for now. The simulated flight frame we launched the other day just gave us the data we needed. With it, I can make improvements to our space units and life support equipment. The level we're at is already issue-free as is, but I've got to put on the finishing touches for Major Amelia. That's more than a few irons in the fire at once. I hope it all goes well for you. Well, my workload is nothing compared to Young's. But the one I'm more concerned about is Katra. I haven't had much chance to check on him lately. Plus, the changing of seasons tends to throw him off kilter. How many months' worth did I give him last time? Katra's one of Arkride's assistants, right? Yep, and a student of Professor Hamilton Sabut. Sounds like he's got a lot of complicated stuff going on with him. We'll probably end up stationed at Zeku for a while after this. I wonder if Katra will be alright though. How much did I give him last time again? I'll confer with Professor Russell on the matter in that case. As one of the individuals who called for the West Zamuria Tech Union, she'll surely be of aid. Perhaps Miss Tita Russell as well, considering her track record of ZCF, not to mention as Professor Schmidt's pupil. You know, Director Salvatore Gotti was here just this morning to promote his new movie. He was telling us about an event they're holding for it this evening when suddenly a call came in for him. Say no more, I'm there to help, he said, and I've got just the costumes and staging for the occasion. What in the world could all that have been about? There's not viewed but purchased for pamphlets you got on the other routes, huh? Crimson Fist, boxing drama. We'll see. 5 tickets for Crimson Fist. It comes out to 1,000 Mira. 5 of them made their way into the theater, having decided to take a break and watch a movie. A lonesome girl named Beth, born in the slums, turned to a life of crime and ended up in prison. But one day she received a letter that would change her life. It was from a man named Mikey, who had once made a name for himself as a boxing trainer. You got a talent for boxing, kid, you just gotta hone your skills. Although Beth scoffed at the letter at first, as time went on, she eventually decided to start training on her own. Eventually, the day of her release came, and Mikey was right there waiting for her, inviting her to train with him and become a champion. But the path of a pro boxer was more arduous than she ever could have imagined. Mikey, who had become a mentor to her like none other, was diagnosed with an incurable disease just before the biggest match of her career. After he fell into a deep coma, one of the doctors said he'd never recover from, Beth was forced to go it alone.
And Beth's down on the mat yet again! Could it be that her opponent, the welterweight champion Grizzly Bonanza, is just too far beyond her to beat?
It's no good. She'll never beat that monster.
I hate to say it, but maybe she should just stay down.
Get up! On your feet, Beth!
I can't see. Everything's going dark. Mikey, I can't.
Listen up, Beth. You got a natural talent for this sport.
Mikey?
But before you can go anywhere, you gotta believe in yourself. Work on those moves. And don't do it for me. Do it for your future. All that strength you've been building up, it ain't gonna let you down. I know it'll point you in the right direction when you're up against the wall.
That's right. Mikey believed in me. The most important thing you gave me is right here inside me. Coursing through my blood and my fists. Believe, Beth. Believe in all those days of training. Believe in yourself.
Gotcha!
She nailed her! That was a perfectly clean hit!
Thanks, Mikey. I promise I'm gonna bring that belt home for you.
See if Rean can pull off the same thing against his overwhelming opponent, who has the same teacher, probably. Wow, Nina brought a ton of energy to that role. Agreed, it was even a bit overwhelming at times. I found myself almost intimidated by some of the scenes. I've seen other movies she's been in, but I was pretty surprised by how this one turned out. Yeah, for me it was almost like I could sense her presence, even through the screen. Eastern martial arts cause a chi. During sword fights, it's something I can feel all around me, striking the air like tremors. The movie gave me the same feeling. I guess her putting her all into her acting could be considered similar to a martial artist's dedication. Damn, if it's feeling like the real deal to Divine Blade, Nina must have really done her homework for the role. Though it does make you wonder if that was all really just acting. Could be she's actually got the guts to bet her life, same as the character. Either way, her acting was amazing. Loved her moxie and how genuine her feelings for Mikey seemed, but her fight scenes were also next level. For real, the way she put behind her punches made them feel, you know, like she was actually punching the other person. and when she fell to the ground, it was so convincing, I almost felt it myself. Apparently in some older movies, there were times where actors really did hit each other. They couldn't let Nia do that, of course, but good acting and editing can help make it still feel believable. It felt as though I was actually watching the match from the front row of the ring. The power of film and acting truly is something to behold. I mean, if she's a method actress, is that really enough to explain all the chi I felt? It was almost like it wasn't just acting. It was if she took a real person and recreated them down to the smallest detail. It looks like they're selling commemorative brochures. When we finish our break, reading the artists resume their work. Golden Blood R15. Five of them made their way to the theater, okay. A sinister pharmaceutical company seeks to shake the very foundation of the world with a deadly engineered virus. Tasked with stealing its design documents, Zoe and her partner Rick begin sifting over clues, which leads them to the chief developer at the lab. Zoe attempts to get closer to target in the way that she, as an A-class spy, does best.
Stop it! Please! I told you, I've already got a boyfriend!
Oh, I heard you loud and clear. I also recall you saying that he's buried neck deep in debt. Tell you what, I'll pay off his debt in full, on one condition. Break up with him and be mine. If you still refuse, then I'm afraid I must ask you to resign. So what'll it be?
Oh, Rick. I'm so sorry. Could you at least look away, sir? I'm really not used to this sort of thing.
My, aren't we shy? Very well. Just don't keep me waiting. Yes, that's a good girl. There's absolutely nothing to be embarrassed about. Psych! I'm gonna have so much fun stripping you bare.
Gotcha, you naughty boy.
NTR Old Man has been defeated. Hell yeah, that was awesome! That part where Judith Lancer showed us the goods. Wow, perfection. The director really did his homework on what men want. Crow. Huh. Anyway, this is only the R15 version, right? Wow, I seriously pushed the envelope on what was allowed. You think so? This was way toned back from the R17 cut they released last year. That one had a scene where she was swimming butt naked, and then there was that risque catfight with the female researcher. Oh dear, sounds like the actress was really put for the ringer. Are you alright, Alcina? You've been pretty quiet. There's something that's been bothering me. I know I can't do anything about it at this point, but I am 17 years old now. Yeah, in spite of that, and the fact that I've grown taller, they still ask for my ID to verify my age. Oh, that's what you're hung up about? Don't sweat it. At least you got some growing left to do, unlike a certain other shorty here. Ah. Wow, really steal your fate there, pal. It's okay, I'm used to it at this point. I've been asked for my ID more times than I can count. It doesn't matter to me that it took longer for them to verify my age than Altina's. Not one bit. Oh, looks like they're selling some commemorative brochures. That's it for a movie for this chapter. Well, the orbital microwaves may have eluded me, but I've done all the shopping I needed. Now it's homeward bound I go. Between online TPO ordering, convenient home appliances, and orbital scooters, saving time is easier than ever. You're looking at the brand new Age of Housewifery.
Please, take your time.
Our store is the first third-party Verne Company retailer. But now that HQ has joined up with the tech union, the products we stock will likely include more joint developments with RF or ZCF down the road. I'm all for that, believe it or not. There's a real chance this could lead to innovations like nothing we've ever seen.
Welcome.
Ideal watch for Toa. Okay.
Thank you very much. Welcome.
No tier-free stuff yet. Welcome to Aerotron platform. Please mind your hands and feet when boarding. You may also like to know this route provides a clear view of the Arch Canyon. It's one of Basel's most famous picture-perfect sites, especially under a glow of a golden hour, so consider giving it a look yourself. Whew, I landed a good contract today. Now I can clock out on a high note. Might not be a bad idea to stop for a drink on the way home, even for the first time in a while. And maybe I'll invite my friend Cindy along too. Alright, how much talking you do? Can you handle register for a while, Dennis? It's De Niro, actually. Oh, was it? Sorry, I can't be bothered to remember the mundane details. That's for sure. Are you kidding me? How does Luce still not remember my name? I've gotta start working above and beyond, or she'll never see me as anything more than a handy-dandy chore machine.
Have your eye on anything in particular?
Caramel cereal bar. I remember to buy a shield belt real quick.
I hope to see you again.
It's happening the day after tomorrow!
Here for some Space Beam merchandise on your Basel sightseeing trip? With the lunch just around the corner, you'll want a good souvenir to remember it by. We're currently fine-tuning the city's security measures. Apparently a military exercise is scheduled for the day after next, during which air fleets will be passing over Basel. Foreign delegations will also be in attendance, so we'll want to work toward making a proper announcement.
Any day now.
Are you alright, Krema? I feel like I haven't seen you participating very much in our walking tours this afternoon. Oh, don't mind me, I'm just not in the best of spirits. Well, if there's anything going on, you're free to come talk to me about it. I don't know the deeper situation, I won't overstep my bounds. But if your goal in traveling is to put your feelings behind you, I can help. Not that it's any of my business, of course. Thank you, I appreciate the concern. So she noticed. Did it show on my face that much? She's right though, there'll be no point in this trip at all if I spend the entire Pink Sulking. You never just tell someone to just have fun, get over whatever baggage they've got like no big deal. Still, turning your head away from the past and living for a future is the best thing you can do for yourself. An ideal way to do that is by traveling, if you ask me. Hopefully Kramer starts thinking a little more positive soon. I've already been on extended leave as is, but any longer, even Ewan will be disappointed in me. Okay, Kramer, no more letting the past tie you down. I need to take this opportunity to broaden my focus. Let me think of it. I hear the Crown Prince of Alzheimer's in town. Despite sponsoring the Verne Company and Institute of Science, his nation's excluded from the nitty-gritty of the space program. Could that mean he's here to dig his way in himself? Well, I guess this prying isn't for me to pry into. Still, the fellow investor in me can't help but be curious.
Running a search.
I'm told your exercises were completed without incident. Well done, everybody. We'll arrange for your transportation to the capital tomorrow, so please, take the rest of the day to relax. Might I suggest doing some sightseeing in Basel before you leave? The engineers on your end have been going to the Space Force's base to provide technological guidance, correct? Yes, we've also been collaborating with Giskard Workshop and undertaking some of the maintenance. That being said, any core elements fall under a sole purview of the Aerospace Force. I heard tell of this, but the level of confidentiality here is absolutely absurd. Not even armament development goes to such lengths. It gets me more curious. I second that. The most I've heard is that it's all in the line with the presidential office's intentions. I heard tell, but this level of confidentiality is absolutely absurd. Is the space program truly such a massive hoard of technological innovation? If only I knew. This here's the Dread Power Company's new drink. Next time you need an energy boost, just gulp some down and see the results. Well, now that I have some new song ideas, it's time for a long overdue return to Anchorville. There really is no place like home, nowhere better to relax and get my Fossigar. Going back all by myself sits a little oddly though. I just always assumed the two of them would be tagging along too. Anchorville, the memories are still with me. Guess I'll never be able to forget about you after all, Raymond. But that's alright, because now I can move on, so you rest easy too, wherever you are. Land surveys of East Zemuria are being planned under the scope of Project Startaker. The Transcontinental Railroad's long-time goal of actually stretching from one end of Zemuria to the other might finally be in reach. Man, how exciting is that? It has us folks in the industry on the edge of our cabooses. Well, now I'm stocked up on what I needed. It's back to Anchorville for me. I was hoping to pop by and say hello to Giscard, but he seems pretty swamped, so I'll hold up this time. I just sent a congratulatory gift his way, though, if Project Startaker pans out. Mr. Taoming's right to be concerned. I just hope we manage to find the cause. It's been a considerable while now since I put the post up on the bulletin board. Will it ever be accepted? Sounds like a potential request. Let's go check out the bulletin board first.
Also available for your cruising enjoyment.
My work car's gotten on years, so I've been thinking of replacing it soon. That's why I came by the Motor Pavilion to browse what they've got. But what's that going on over there? I just tagged along with Jigen for a look-see, but it turns out they're holding some sort of event. Well, there's no foul in the little hustle and bustle. May as well take a gander while we're right here. Hey, you've come at the perfect time. Please proceed to the front if you would.
Welcome to Basel Motor Pavilion. Here,
Figures they pulled in the crowds, eh, Petra? Well, I'm not about to let myself get outshined by them, or you for that matter, Chamberlain. Is that a challenge I hear? Consider it accepted.
you can even take them out. Let's drive.
No more dilly-dallying, folks. It's time to talk Salvatore Gotti's upcoming Perfect Driver Zero.
Leon.
Next month, we'll see the launch of our most anticipated film yet. And to fuel your adrenaline rush, Dread Power is introducing Maximum Energy.
Is the church not paying him enough?
It is our absolute pleasure to announce this collaboration.
Wait, seriously? I thought those were just rumors.
It's the collab of the century!
Dude, that chick is totally packing!
It's me, Salvatore Gotti! Gentlemen of Basel, are you ready to turn up the heat?
How did they get Celis to agree to this?
We're honored to partner with Dread Power for their exciting new energy drink. I've even been downing maximum energy between shoots. It's a sensory explosion, refreshing and revitalizing with every swing.
If my suspicions about maximum energy are correct, maybe these two are, want to investigate maximum energy and they're trying to take back a sample to analyze, just in case.
Use it to top yourself off after a long day at work, school, or the road. It's even the perfect wingman in bed, if you know what I mean.
Say no more, director. Of course, just like the movie, this drink will surely rock your world. Even our lovely booth babe here can't get enough.
Leon, director! I'm gonna freaking kill you after this! Yoo-hoo!
I'll give that guy this. He knows how to put on one hell of a show. That display is so over the top, it's making me nauseous. Also, I have a few choice words for whoever designed that risque outfit. An energy drink themed promotion for a motorsports ORBAL film, huh? Pop culture sure is something. I had the same thought when I first came here. Wait, have I seen those two somewhere before? What on earth are those two doing?
That salesman guy's pretty handsome, isn't he?
Cutie patootie.
Enjoying the event, don't be shy then. Make some purchases. Hey, I'm a civil man. My wallet's always loose for a knockout babe. So I keep it zipped, Crow.
Here, you'll find the latest.
Don't forget to mark the movie premiere on your calendar and some maximum energy off your shopping list.
It really packs a punch.
You can even take them out for
Thanks a bunch.
Oh, look who's here. My compliments again on your phenomenal showing this afternoon. Hey, you're the one laying up the stage, director. Take it this event was the reason you came to the pavilion earlier today. Your booth babe and promoter back there are some real characters. How do you land them? Haha, oh, just pull a few strings here and there, and it turned out exactly as I drafted up. The hype around Perfect Driver Zero's on the hyperfast track now, baby. Take my word for it. Death Glare. Must have some kind of bargaining chip over them. Oh, before I forget, you ought to sip some of this maximum energy stuff for yourself. Tastes so good, it'll blast the tired right straight out of ya. 5 of them for free? You're too kind. Well, give it a try later, maybe. Our collaboration with Maximum Energy is proving a monumental success. At this rate, the hype around Perfect Driver Zero's on the hyper fast track, baby.
Also available for your cruising enjoyment.
Ooh, things are really beginning to heat up. Now let's hear what the lady on stage has to say. It packs one heck of a punch. One sip and you'll be jonesing for more. They certainly seem like a colorful bunch. In any event, we probably shouldn't interrupt. Ho ho, energy drinks, eh? I might understand taking one will give me the same baba boom as these young ladies. Not a term I'd use in your case, but it'll probably put some zip in your bones. Boy, though, I came to look at the cars only to get a different eyeful instead. Not that you'll hear me complaining. The Bernie company's got one refined palette. Gracious me, coming all along to the motor pavilion out of sheer curiosity has led to quite the discovery. While they may be different from the supplements and herbal remedies, these energy drinks seem revitalizing all the same. Natural and traditional medicines are already deeply ingrained in Longport, so publicity for products such as these is surprisingly scant here. I've been waffling on where to buy a new car for work, so I came by to see the upcoming releases. What I find said by the collaborative event of a lifetime. Lady Luck must be smiling down on me. Now comes the real million-dollar question, though. What genius mind is behind those promo models' costumes? Dick, I thought you were bringing me to a car event. But this is less hot rods and more hot bods. Don't look at me, I didn't know about this either. But man, outfits on those ladies. Talk about letting it all hang out. Boys, always strolling at the drop of a hat. Inger brand models play a significant role in Perfect Driver Zero. Sports cars are our company's specialty, after all. If the cards line up right, this movie will be the spark plug that supercharges our new lineup sales. Leno has an unshakable rep for economy vehicles. Even on the silver screen, they hardly ever take the spotlight. But in Perfect Driver Zero, one of our ORBAL scooters does exactly that, if only for a short while. With any luck, they'll feel their fat frenzy over them. And next month's premiere can't happen soon enough. Are you enjoying our collaborative event with the Dread Power Company? Vehicles from all 4 major manufacturers will be featured prominently in Perfect Driver Zero, releasing in theaters next month. Supposedly, there will also be an appearance from an unreleased custom car. Be sure to check it out in the theaters.
Also available for your cruising enjoyment are...
So, do I get the interstitial sanctum here? Oh, Ren.
So, this is the Grim Garten, but with a grim coat of paint, is it? I swear, the professor always knows just how to make a mess of things.
No kidding. Oh, and heads up, the coot's still stuck on us. Big time. He gave an entire spiel on which of us made for quality specimens, myself and Lapis included. It was horrendous. So his degeneracy has only worsened with age, has it? Or perhaps it's that he's more frantic this time around, to an unusual degree. Well, anyway, I'll feel a lot more at ease with you around, Ren. Now I can help you despite parting ways, no matter the time or place. There seem to be all sorts of familiar faces here too. We'll have a lot to touch base about, I'm sure. Come think of it, you backed us up during both the Great Twilight and the mess in Crossbell that following year. Yeah, couldn't have done it without you, Estelle. You, Estelle, and the rest of the liberal crew. And it's a pleasure to work together again, Ren. Damn though, people told me you'd grown, but not by this much. Back in Phantasma, heck, even when Crossbell first went independent, you were still only... yeah, hi. If I didn't know better, I think you were her uncle, complete with the eyebrow-raising comments. It's been some time since my other self's machinations, hasn't it? May this be a fruitful partnership. Good grief, somebody's got connections out the wazoo. And your network's only gonna get wired from here. Puts the fear of Adios in me. You'd make a worthy rival on that front, Van. At any rate, I'll be lending you my full suite of expertise, as a hacker or otherwise. Ren has been registered as a Garden Party member. The troll menu is now accessible in the interstitial sanctum. Receive all of Ren's costumes. How customizable is her gear? Yeah, seems like everyone's here, huh? Level 20. Okay, I'm feeding you stuff immediately.
We earned it.
Good thing we have all these daybreak droplets and panaceas. How's your equip? Okay, we can't swap stuff out. Strega light. Where the heck am I supposed to get that? What?
How may I help you?
New challenge battle added? Okay.
We have all sorts of goods.
Oh shoot, I can only buy equipment for Kevin's group here? Well, that's kind of inconvenient. Yeah, yeah, Van's group is kind of screwed in terms of equipment because I can't upgrade this outside of their own route, which is really stupid. They should put everyone's equipment in this store to make things fairer. Seriously. You make a tyrant belt.
Beginning decryption. Feast your eyes on a trove of treasure.
Oh, hidden vein. Gem cards. Oh, this will help us increase our points. Shizuna's swimsuit. Okay. Anything interesting in the sanctum itself? Okay, I have to control Rean then. Alright, I think I've got a gist of the situation. Thanks for sharing, especially given there's not much we can actually tell each other. Yes, well, certainly an unfortunate symptom of our circumstances. After all, it doesn't seem any of the parties present are at liberty to speak up on their situation at the moment. Well, no use in getting all bummed out about it, yeah? Anyway, heard Basel's beautiful this time of year. You guys happen to bum the Professor Hamilton while you were there? Yeah, actually, but she seemed kind of busy with something. We parted ways almost as soon as we met. We didn't exactly ask where she was headed, but it definitely seemed like she had a lot on her shoulders. Interesting. We'd love to meet the woman someday. So I don't know where she ran up to, huh? Guess that means I'm in for a long game. What about Edith Basel? Sounds like our little group here is spread across the entire Republic, and with objectives just as wide-ranging too. There's still room for some collaborating though. Way I see it. So what do you say to a little Q&A sesh, friend? So Kevin's team isn't far bad, are they? I believe Arya should be there by now as well, if I'm remembering correctly. I heard the city owes much of its prosperity to the ORBAL film industry. I'd love to visit with my old school friends someday. The guild's taking an interest in the Forest alumni in the Growlsbury lately. I wonder if that means working together is off the table. Are these your bikes? Oh hey, see the thing is, we were talking about our babes earlier and it had me wondering if we could load their data in the garden. You can, it turns out. Huh, fascinating. Though they're the same ETWS models, their tuning has afforded them vastly different capabilities. Man, just looking at it makes me want one of my own. I'm thinking about grabbing the new Red Star, actually. Well, if you're interested, I believe I have a few magazines that speak on next year's models. Honestly, I doubt I'll be needing them anytime soon. I've grown much too fond of my current bike to trade her in. Hey, no rules that says you can only have one, you know? Honestly, if I ever say it in the mirror, I might just look into getting another myself. I see they found their fellow enthusiasts. Well, glad to see they're getting along. Leave it to bike talk to get me all pumped up. I swear, she'll probably cool before Showa gets on my case though, Yeah, if only I could bring George and Jellica to the garden too. It'd be nice to talk bikes over a few drinks together, you know? Man, bikes are the freaking best. I'll nab one of my own eventually, just a matter of what kind. Hell, I might even think about grabbing one of those Reinford models. Though they're both ETWS models, their tuning has rendered them vastly different bikes. I'd love to join Crow on a road trip someday. Perhaps even Aaron could tag along as well. Something about this new bio of yours seems remarkably familiar, Lapis. That's because it's one of Yorick's creations. His most amazing masterpiece yet, if I do say so myself. And that's because everything I eat in this bio is filled with about 10 times the flavor. Oh, that really is amazing. We'd love to hear the story of how he even ended up at Marduk, though. I mean, seeing as we were having such a hard time tracking the guy down. Apologies, but as Mr. Rosenberg and I are in different divisions, I'm afraid I'm at as much of a loss on the circumstances of his joining as you are. This really is a product of Marduk. It's using the same prosthetic devices that yours does, Rosette. A bio of capabilities like these could prove a useful asset for furthering my drone research, I imagine, if I was allowed to collect the data. That would be fine with me. But remember, Rosenberg dolls are beings both noble and elegant, Katra. If you'd like to study me, you'll have to handle me with the utmost care. Understood. I felt like things were kind of awkward with Kevin's team earlier, but maybe I was just imagining things. Jorg Rosenberg's a doll maker who used to be part of Society's 13 factories. We were able to keep tabs on him for a bit through his connections to Red and Lapis, but wasn't aware the guy ended up at Marduk of all places. There really is no telling what that place will do next, is there? Might need to keep an extra eye on them going forward. We made a lot of progress in prosthetic research at the Epstein Foundation recently, particularly since the crossbow incident. However, the level of technical skill involved in Lapis's new body is in a class of its own. Meister, Jorg, and Marduk have outdone themselves. Kevin's team was acting a little strange earlier, but maybe I'm just imagining things, though something does feel a little off. Miss Rosenberg's new body is quite stunning. I suppose I should have expected as much, given the craftsman responsible. Admittedly, I'm a bit curious as to why he transferred to Marduk myself. Oh right, I'm not supposed to talk to Katra about Professor Hamilton, am I? Okay, just act normal, Lapis. We'll get through this. So, Rufus, Van tells me you're the former Governor General of Crossbell, and that you're supposed to be dead. Funnily enough, I actually considered intervening in the situation over there myself 2 years ago, as Grimcat, of course. To tell the truth, plenty of younger groups had you in their sights too. Yes, well, the incident in question was largely brought about by my imposter. I acknowledge that much of the blame lies on my feet as well. As such, I'd like you all to decide where you find me trustworthy enough to fight by your side. If not, I'll willingly accept imprisonment. I don't think we need to go that far. I mean, I've seen how much Swin and Nadia look up to you. They call you their boss for a reason. Yeah, and plus, it ain't exactly like our group's full of the most straight-laced goody two-shoes in the Republic. Oh, by the way, I know we talked about this before, but seriously, if you want to take up 4 SPGs for us in the real world, feel free. In exchange, though, I'm gonna ask that you share all the secrets you pick up along the way with me and my team. Huh, that sounds reasonable enough, as long as it doesn't interfere with our plans, of course. Ain't nothing more Spriggan-like than teaming up with the Walking Dead and the former Governor General of Crossbell. But that's beside the point. I'll be counting on you out there, Schwarzer. Yeah, likewise. I know that ex-Governor General guy was marked for elimination by a bunch of different corps, but I don't sense any ill will in him. Well, since we're going to be spending more time together, maybe I'll take the chance to learn what I can from him, like how he got to be so cunning. Maybe that's not the kind of thing you should be learning. I don't really feel the need to be too on guard around the guy, especially knowing how close he is with Swin and Nadia. But it might be nice to get a look at how strong our reformed villain friend is anyway, you know? As try as I might, many still view me as the most notorious villain of the century. Well, nevertheless, I hope we'll be able to work well during our time together, without getting in one another's way, of course. Warm and relaxing, just like I knew I'd be. Well, you're right, but I can't help feeling like we're losing the plot a little. It's kind of embarrassing to be wearing a swimsuit here in front of everyone. Though the juxtaposition between here and real life can seem a bit strange, it's important we take breaks when we can, Swin. So let's forget our troubles for a moment, yes? Perhaps with some water polo. Yeah, you're right. Leave it to Ren to notice when someone's acting a little off, huh? Wonder what it is that's got Aggie looking so down, though. Me too, though considering we can't say much about the situation we're dealing with either, it's probably best we don't ask. I'm glad to hear those two managed to reunite with Rufus recently, and with a little incident to boot. Though it is interesting that Kevin seems to be working with our group now. But I digress. What matters now is resting up while we still can, for Anya's sake and everyone else's. It's been a while since I've seen Swin and Nadia. Maybe I'll catch them up on what's been going on at Aramis. Getting to kick back in a hot spring without worrying about a time limit. Oh, if only I could live it here forever. Why, it's not like you don't kick back in real life, too. You laze around practically anywhere. Damn it, I knew I was the one who chose to get myself involved with all this, but it's really eating at my nerves. Wish I could talk to Van about it, and Katra.
Let's see.
I am Tao Ming, an advertising manager for Red Star products at the Murr Pavilion. We have received reports that for some inexplicable reason, only the test bikes provided at the Murr Pavilion have been experiencing malfunctions among Red Star ORBAL bikes. Could you investigate this matter? I'll be waiting for you at the Murr Pavilion. Manager Tao Ming.
Any day now.
Good evening, we're here to answer a bulletin board posting we saw. Will you happen to be Mr. Tao Ming from Red Star? I am, but aren't you the group from For's Military Academy way over in the Empire? And all that talk about you acting as proxy Spriggans is true after all. Wait, so you put up a 4SPG already knowing that? That's somewhat surprising. Well, to tell you the truth, I consulted the Bracer Guild first, seeing as this pertains to civil safety. They told me there was a party from Erebonnia acting in Arkride Solutions instead, some of whom were involved in ORBAL bike development. This also being an oral bike matter, I decided you would be better suited to taking it on. Huh, so that's it. Makes me wish we brought Georgia and Angelica with us. Sounds like Alex has our backs, though, as far as pushing work on us goes. At any rate, I'd be much obliged if you could hear out my request. This is our mechanic in charge of the maintenance. If there's anything you don't understand about the job, talk to him. The name's Hong Li. Good to meet you. Another part of my resume expected to land me work in the Republic. But hey, no complaints here, so give us the deets. Your test bikes are on the fritz or something. Yes, according to reports we received from customers taking bikes out on test drives. Apparently they'll experience engine stoppage or abnormal motor rotation under specific conditions. It hasn't caused any runaways or other full-blown accidents yet, but it's only a matter of time. Under specific conditions, you say? How curious. I should also mention that we disassembled the bike to inspect, but none of the components were worn, damaged, or out of specification. On top of that, only our demo models are affected. There have been no reports on the ones being sold. That's another oddity to keep in mind then. Especially if checking the parts didn't bring you any closer to the cause. Actually riding the bike and reproducing the conditions would definitely narrow down the candidates. Though of course, that'd be a dicey proposition. And no worse than any of the shit we've trudged through already. In fact, I say that makes us even more qualified. You certainly are eager to drive headlong into peril. I guess that's to be expected from pioneers of ORBAL biking. So does that mean we can count on your aid? Leave it to us, no matter the cause. If there's any chance of an accident, then it's best dealt with as soon as possible. Oh, wonderful. I couldn't possibly be more grateful, or tremendously relieved of that. Our pleasure. Now, can you start by showing us the bikes in question? Yes, well, me.
Let's see what we can do.
This is one of our demo models used in the motor pavilion. No signs of faulty maintenance or missing parts I can see. Yeah, nothing strikes us out of the ordinary. To the best of our know-how, anyway. I perform a shard echo detection as well, but there doesn't appear to be any internal damage. This might be as far as we can get when it isn't running. In that case, yep, on to the quick enduring method. As I thought, actually seeing it go out of order mid-drive will be our most reliable bet. We mind taking us taking a bike out for a short road test. Not like we didn't already figure there'd be some risk. They'll be back in one piece before you know it. By all means, go right ahead. Before that, you also mentioned that the malfunctions only happen under specific conditions. Can you tell us more about them? Of course, they're prone to occurring during sudden accelerations and decelerations, tight turns and other sharp movements. Or in more extreme cases, while performing stunts such as wheelies or drifts. Customers who engage in these acts will reportedly experience sudden engine collapse and brake failures. You gotta be kind of a tool to pull that stuff on borrowed property, test drive or not. On the flip side, that means a safe driver wouldn't have half as many problems. Regardless, so long as the cause remains unknown, the latent risk may be no different. Right, we can't afford to ignore this. A deeper investigation will go a long way here. Great, then the two of us will take one of these puppies out for a spin. Alright, we appreciate you putting yourself in harm's way for us. Rean Crow then took a demo bike out for a test drive out on the National Highway, just outside Basel. The pair was swapped between it and Crow's bike, which they also brought in case of emergency. We're pushing 800 Celis an hour. How's it going? Any problems yet? Nope, far from it. It's been perfectly stable so far. There's not much vibration or noise either. Makes for a pretty comfortable ride, actually. Oh, mind we switch off? Try using your S-craft in it. Yep, doesn't raise the fuss way up to speed while driving normally. Rolls along just as smooth on as my own wheels too. So what we try this? Try to reproduce the unfavorable conditions. 1250 Celis per hour now. Any luck? I opened the throttle pretty hard, but still no dice. If only we had a better idea of what it takes to make this thing go haywire. Could the conditions they gave us be wrong? What now? Trying to replicate the conditions they mentioned is getting us nowhere. Well, unlike us, the folks who demo these bikes don't know squat about them acting screwy. Could be there's some element we're subconsciously overlooking here. Amelia? She might know. Yeah, Imperial Heroes. Short time no see. You guys checking out the sights? Though I can't say it looks like you're having much fun. Major Amelia. Wait, didn't you have to return to base? You're a little off track if you haven't noticed. Well, I'm just touring around. My schedule's about to be packed solid, so I figured I'd wrap up with a quick ride for this route. Well, I see. Well, not to interrupt, but do you think we could pick your brain for a second? Let me explain the situation to Major Amelia. I getcha. In that case, how's about the three of us have ourselves a race? A race? Now there's a good way to push this thing into going out of whack. No better excuse to tear up the pavement and bust out the stunts. Exactly, try to force the issue and you could be at it forever. But cutting it loose with a little competition instead will let the problem replicate itself naturally. That does make a certain sort of sense. Alright, I'm convinced. Consider a challenge accepted. Yeah, something tells me you just want to have one last showdown for the road. Oh, am I that obvious? Give me some credit, though. If there's no bike trouble, you can bet I'll chip in. Still, race is a race. You better take it seriously. Hey, say no more. After all the guinea pig work we did for these swings back in Ouroboros, phoning it in just ain't an option. Right, even if we went out in the end, today's training exercise taught us the hard way not to underestimate you. So if it's a battle of the bikes you want, Major Amelia, it's a battle you'll get. Alright, now that I'm all warmed up. Ladies first, gents. The fastest chick on two wheels doesn't play around. Fine, time to show off the custom work I got done in the free cities. They sure are fired up. Guess I better match them. Oh well, look at you two locking in. Okay then, how do you like this? Yeah, she's a professional, alright. Don't throw in the towel just yet. We got rep to uphold here. Catch her on the bend up ahead, Rean. The bend? Okay, that's gonna be dangerous. On it, we won't push this bike to its breaking point anytime soon unless they ride to win. I should know you'd keep up. There's still a hair behind. Major Amelia's skills are a whole other level. That much is obvious, but the same could be said for her bike's performance too. Speed is her style, so odds are it's customized for acceleration. Which means my best shot at beating her is to accelerate and pass in one go. Maintain the same speed. She has the edge when it comes to sprinting, so instead... Playing it safe, eh? Do that while I widen my lead. Her turbocharger may be impressive, but there will be an opening once she's finished accelerating. You caught up. Not just that, I'm blowing straight past you. Okay, the bike's about to shut down, isn't it? Or not? There's no way you can use a boost that powerful back-to-back. Fish, nicely played. Let me guess, you goaded me into going full throttle just before we got to the bend. Yeah, that way the timing would line right up with her turbocharger's cooldown period. Talk about thinking ahead of the curve. Gotta give you props, Rean. 2 SP. That doesn't really tell us about the bike's problem. Okay, time to really step on it. Oh, don't tell me. Just when things are heating up. You good back there, Rean? I should be able to keep my balance until it slows down enough, but the engine... Yeah, it looks like it's completely shut itself off. Whew, made it through somehow. Hey, it takes skill rolling to stop that clean. But anyhow, 100 to 1 says we just found our malfunction. Right, there's no smoke coming out, and I didn't hear any parts breaking. The gauges don't suggest that it overheated either. Better pop it open and take a look inside then. Only question is, where? There's something about the way the engine died. Mind letting me take a peek at the speed limiter and safety devices? The limiter and safety devices, you don't suppose? Had my doubts, but yep, I was right on the mark. Looks like the limiter sent a signal to all the safety devices at once, forcing the engine to shut off. So it's just effective. You think anybody involved would have been able to guess that much? Not a defect, actually. Everything's operating exactly as intended. In other words, it was engineered to work like this on purpose? Much as I hate to say it, yeah. Someone tampered with the parameters so that the system would overreact to sudden accelerations and turns. What's more, they installed a mechanism that sends a kill command to the whole driveline at once. Sounds like a pretty elaborate setup to me. Not exactly a long list of people who could have done that much tinkering. Good point. Sounds like you guys are onto something. I'll just go ahead and get out of your hair then. Leaving so soon? Yep, that's enough distractions for one day, and I've already got plans after this. Shame that we had to cut the race short halfway through, but you guys made it one hell of a bout. And it helped you out at the same time, even better. For sure, thanks again, Major Amelia. It's because of you that we got to the truth behind this case. I didn't expect to compete against you again, either, much less in a scenario like this. It was a good opportunity to redeem ourselves. For what? You guys were the ones who won the training exercise. Still, glad we can all walk away from this with no regrets. Well, still, we had a 2-on-1 you, so that was slightly embarrassing, even if you did have a stronger machine. If we all had equal machines, who would come out on top? That's the real question. Well, that's that. Ready to head back now that we know the problem? Yeah, I'm a bit hesitant to bring it up out in the open. We'll need to cut right to heart of things in order to resolve this. What a story. I'm just glad you weren't hurt, Rean. So if Major Amelia has helped you, manage to ascertain the cause. Yep, turns out this was no defect at all. It's by design. Care to explain why that's the case, Hong Li? What do you mean? The bikes are acting up because their limiters and safety devices had been tampered with. Makes sense you couldn't figure out when you were only looking for something out of order. The fellow said the person who had access to the demo bikes, and only the demo bikes, would be the one in charge of maintenance. Am I wrong, Hong Li? No, hang it now, I suppose. You're right, it was all me. But why? Why would you do such a thing? You must have had a motive. Look, I can see logic in appealing to customers and outshine competitors. But our higher-ups took it further than I could stand. The publicity they've been pushing is all about flashy stunts and breakneck speeds. And that's constantly incited customers to drive our test bikes recklessly. Hong Li. I told him to reconsider, but my frontline feedback just got smothered and out instead. All it tells me is that our PR department prioritizes profits over human lives. So you took it upon yourself to augment the safety devices in excess with the intent of curtailing the reckless driving itself? But shutting up the engine is still dangerous, right? But the way it sounds, heartbreaking and sudden engine shutdowns come with their own risks. I mean, Rean wound up in a pretty tight spot, right? Yeah, my balance was thrown off all at once out of nowhere. Even when trying to recover, I couldn't adjust the RPM to do so. To be fair, it is probably less likely to cause a major accident than driving like a maniac. But let's be real, less dangerous doesn't equal safe. You say it like it's something I don't realize, but this was the only way I could protest. If nothing else, I needed to spur the higher-ups into re-examining their policies. Hong Li, your motives aren't unreasonable. This is a deep-rooted issue, one that can be traced back to the marketing division's disregard for safety. I understand now, but with the situation and how you feel, Hong Li. It's a dagger in my chest, really. I put a lot of trust in you and your abilities. As a manager, I'll have to notify my superiors of this. In which case, the logical outcome will be his disciplinary dismissal. That won't solve the fundamental problem here, though. I sympathize with him wholeheartedly, and losing such an excellent mechanic will be a heavy blow. But even so, it's my responsibility to make a report. Tell me, how do you think I should handle this? No serious accidents have occurred so thus far, and it's possible that some were even prevented due to his unauthorized measures. Knowing that, this matter is too complex to close out with just a simple punishment, at least in my eyes. Sir. Alright then, give us a moment to mull it over. What do you guys think would be appropriate, considering your positions? Problem should be solved if we have Hong Li turn himself in, or pretend it was a trial run. I don't want to go too far into the jack-of-all-trades, master of none with my LGCs, though. Otherwise, I might miss out on the reward for maxing them. Actually, who said it has to be a big deal? Sure, these safety upgrades didn't pass quality assurance testing, but it's not like anyone got hurt. Of course, they're still gonna have to get nixed by the way he dialed those emergency brakes up to 11. Yes, you're absolutely right. Gosh, we're really lucky to have your help with this trial run. My deepest apologies, Hong Li, but I regret to inform you that your improvement proposal is hereby denied. There are limits to what can be achieved on site, as it turns out. Huh? Oh, I get it. Spin things that way and we can sweep it under the rug. I don't know. I mean, this isn't exactly honest. If anything, it's just plain lying. The chaos option. And then again, I guess that's Crow for you. Crow is more aligned with the chaos options, huh? It's also for a fact, however, these adjustments were proven to prevent willfully reckless driving. So this isn't necessarily a complete fabrication, depending on your point of view. Can't say I'm totally on board with the idea, but it certainly is a Crow's kind of solution. Well, there you have it, Hong Li. Now that the testing process is wrapped up, can you fix those bikes back to how they were for us? Yeah, denied means denied. Besides, the way they are now is probably more dangerous, ironically enough. So make sure to get every last one of them back up to spec, capiche? No ifs, ands, or buts. Sniffle, thank you so much. I'll never forget the kindness you've shown giving me the second chance. Well, now that's all, go and reset those safety devices, on a double. While you focus on that, I'll prepare a report for my superiors. Yes, sir. Alright, next comes the challenging part, getting X post-facto approval for his trial run. I'll just have to be careful so there are no cracks in our story in the future. Well, hey, if you run any snags on the road, just give me a call. Dealing with cases like these is a freelance contractor's specialty. After that, Hong Li restored the test specs to their original state. Tao Ming then prepared the documents that would turn this incident into an official test. Thank you once again. This whole affair could have seriously tanked your company's reputation. We just did what we could to help, that's all. Glad it made a difference in the end, though. Take it from somebody who hadn't had in the business. You guys got a lot of good stuff going on. I second that. Sure, but we also got a glimpse of the dark side of the industry. You wouldn't see this sort of thing at Rainford, or is that just wishful thinking? There were some factional disputes in the past. Well, all should be well after the decisive measures Elisa took. Well, unlike them, the Rean Company's organizational structure adds a layer of difficulty when it comes to sweeping reforms. Nevertheless, I'm hopeful this will serve as a springboard toward improving upon these issues, if only slightly. Rest assured, I won't let all the good you've done for us go to waste. We appreciate that. Helping oral bikes reach new heights and wider audiences is more than enough of a reward for us.
Done and done.
Mira for our efforts.
Chaos. Who could have guessed Hong Li was behind this, but he admitted it himself, so it must be true. I can't thank you all enough for finding the cause of the problem, and a middle-ground solution to boot. The underlying issue is deeper than I realized, but I'm committed to calling for improvements on that front one way or another.
Let's see.
Thanks for tuning in to this Let's Play of Trails Beyond the Horizon. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, and or hit the bell icon.